Hi everyone, thank you for joining this cardio Pilates session. Cardio might be a little bit off-putting, but unless you are a happy hacker who never leaves walk, I think cardio is something we need to be incorporating much more into our fitness regimes, particularly if you're someone like me who at the moment just cannot fit in something like going for a run or a good old bike ride. So incorporating that cardio into your Pilates session is a really nifty way of getting that combined with your strengthening and your control work as well. So let's get going. Make sure that everything is set up before you start, so thinking of your nice equal foot position, 50-50 left and right, headlights forward, shoulders back and down, that piece of string just lifting you up nice and tall but elastic. And we're going to make sure there's no tension in your shoulders, so some nice big rolls up, back and down. I hope you can hear me over some very noisy birds. They're very happy today that the sun is shining finally, but they're quite loud, having a shout. So get rid of any tension before you start. Then bring one arm up and across, put your hand above the elbow, and a nice gentle stretch. And then we're going to do the same to the other side, so arm up and across and a nice gentle stretch and a lengthen. Never force it, just a gentle movement. Okay, let's get your whole body on the go with some walking. So on the spot, thinking opposite arms and legs, get your brains in gear, ribs are sinking down towards your pelvis, and start thinking about pelvic floor being onto floor 3. Remember, that's a nice working level. There are 10 floors. And if you're on floor 10, you're probably going to be completely rigid. So floor 3 is about where you want to be. Let's go into some lunge walking. So one foot in front of the other. Again, think about your rib position. Still opposite arms and legs. Let me go sideways. So making sure as you do this that your headlights are moving backwards and forwards. It's not just that your legs are on the spot doing some kind of adapted moonwalk. Everything is moving forwards and backwards, but your shoulders are over your pelvis, just like you would like to be if you were doing rising trots. Let's swap and pop the other leg in front, and again you're going opposite arms and legs, headlights moving forwards and backwards, but your shoulders stay nicely stacked over your headlights, exactly where they would be in the saddle. Okay, let's do a little gentle calf stretch, so one foot in front of the other, keeping the back leg with the heel down and the knees straight. You're gently going to go forwards until you feel a little bit of lengthening through that calf, and then ease up. You do exactly the same thing, so forwards, gentle lengthening through the calf, and come up. One more this way, gentle lengthening. Then we're going to swap. And exactly the same thing again. So forwards, keeping your back heel down and your back knees straight. Just going forwards until you feel the lengthening. And come up. And again, forwards. And come up. And we're going to do one more. So forwards. Come up. And then I'd like you at the end of your mat, facing down the length of your mat. Feet together-ish, knees soft. Hands on the front of your thighs, tuck your chin into your chest. Slide your hands even, down your legs, curling up through your spine as you go. Pause at the bottom for a nice breath in, and then breathe out, tuck down with your pelvis, and then you're uncurling back up through the whole of your spine, so that your chin is the last bit to come up. We're going to do that one more time, chin into your chest. And visualise every single vertebra is moving through your neck, between your shoulders, middle of your back, low back, then your pelvis. Breathe in, breathe out and bend your knees. We're going down onto your mat and we're going to go onto your side because we're going to be doing the side bend. Now if you get any shoulder problems and you want to go flat, that's fine. You can just do the arms and legs from the flat position. You won't get quite the same cardio benefit, but it's still a useful exercise. You want to be propped up on your forearm, legs in the capital L position, so straight line shoulders, headlights to knees, so like a capital L from on top. Top hand onto your top thigh, pelvic floor onto floor 3, and we're synchronising, lifting your pelvis as the arm goes over your head, and bringing them both back down together. Synchronising the lift, synchronising the lower. If that's easy, do the same thing, but with your top leg elevated. And if that's still easy, you're going to synchronise straightening the top leg as you do the lift and you take the top arm over your head. So you've now got 3 things going on all at the same time. We're looking to have that good quality of movement, so it's a smooth arm and a smooth leg, a smooth lift and a smooth lower. Looking to be really coordinated, so for those moments when you're working really hard and your instructor's giving you 6 different instructions all at the same time and your brain's a bit frazzled, this is the kind of exercise that will prepare you for that. Let's do a couple more. Okie doke, we're going to go onto your back next. And we're going to combine the scissors and the hip twist. So let's go through them separately and then we'll pop them both together. So if you're going for your scissors first of all, if you're going from the floor, it's one leg up to tabletop, back down, the other leg up to tabletop, back down. If you are going from tabletop, you're going one leg down to the floor, back up, and the other leg down to the floor and back up. Remember, if you're in tabletop, those ribs to pelvis, really important so that you're not doing this and arching through your back as you go. With your hip twist, if you're going from the floor, you're rolling one knee out, back up, and rolling the other knee out, back up, always alternating from side to side. If you are going from tabletop, it's the whole leg out, back up, and the whole leg out, back up. So let's combine the two. If you are going from the floor, one leg up to tabletop for your scissors, one leg out for your hip twist, back down, and the same thing the opposite way. If you're going to go from tabletop, you've got one leg coming down for your scissors, one leg out for your hip twist, back up, and the same thing the other way. Particularly if you're in tabletop, that rib position really, really matters. As I demonstrated before, you don't want to be arching up through your back. Think about what happens when you're in the saddle. If you lose all that momentum through your low back, mid back, through your tummy, then you're not keeping stable in the saddle. You're not going to be able to connect between your seat and your contact because all of that connection has just gone out the front door. So again, you're looking to be coordinating so that both legs are moving smoothly at the same time. I've got my hands on my headlights, on my tummy, so I'm getting a little bit of extra feedback, making sure that my headlights are as still as I can possibly have them. Let's do one more each way. Jolly good. Feet down one time if they were up, and we're going to whiz round onto the side that we've not yet done to do the side bend again. As with the other side, if you've got any shoulder problems and you want to go flat, absolutely fine. We are starting in your capital L position though, straight line, shoulders, hips to knees, top arm onto your top side, pelvic floor onto floor 3, synchronise lifting your pelvis as the arm goes over your head and synchronise them coming back down. Gentle lift, gentle lower, looking for that synchronisation, that's really key. If you want to make it harder, lift the leg, still looking to be nice and smooth. And if you want it harder still, we're synchronising the straightening of that leg. And synchronisation is so key because it's no good if you're in the middle of a fast show jumping round. You don't want to be thinking, well, I've got to do all the aids independently at different times because you haven't got the time for that. Same if you're riding a dressage test. You want to be able to apply different aids with each limb and be able to steer all at the same time in order to be coordinated and controlled. So you do need to really practice that. Practice your brain being able to think that quickly and your body being able to respond that quickly. Okay, let's do one more. Okay, we're now going to go onto your hands and knees. We're going to have a go at doing your leg pull. I will give you different variations for this depending on how strong you are feeling, but the aim, if you can, is to do the full version. So you want to have your hands just in front of your shoulders and your toes tucked underneath your feet. Pelvic floor onto floor 3, lift your knees just off the floor and slowly back down. So you're looking to do that little lift and slowly back down. Really try not to come right up here, it makes it so much easier. You want it to be really quite small. Okay, the progression from here, if you can, is to lift and you're pushing forwards. Hopefully my head is still visible, not hidden in the bushes. Come back over your knees and down. So you're going to do that little lift, push forwards, back over and down. And again, it's crucial that you don't come up to here and then forwards because that completely changes the exercise and you're not really working on the control in anything like the same way. Then your added challenge, if you can, is to come into this position. So this is kind of like a plank position, and see if you can do some knees to chest. Now if you get tired, you can of course have a rest partway through. You don't need to stay in this position, but try and stay here if you can. And this is a cardio session, you are wanting to really get that heart rate up. So you're working on heart rate being up, getting a bit out of breath, but still you're going to control your movement. You still want to be able to apply leg aids, move and place your legs accurately, even if your heart rate is high and you're getting puffed. Lovely, let's do one more with each leg. Super, come back over, correct positioning, then lower, bring your hands back up. It's so key, we're going to come up into standing. It's so key that even when you're getting tired, even when you're puffed, you can still be precise. Think of those biathletes at the Winter Olympics. Their heart rates are through the roof and they have to be really precise to be able to do the shooting part of it. It's the same with dressage, it's the same with show jumping, same with cross country. You need to be able to control your body even when you're really, really puffed. Okie doke. Let's have your feet fairly wide as is comfortable. Hands up if you can, as if you're holding imaginary reins. And we're going to go from side to side. Think about your shoulders, headlights and hands staying level. So it's like your body is just sliding. You're not tipping like so. Okay, then we're going to add in a knee up. So we're going to go to the same side each time and repeat this to the same side. Then we'll swap and go to the other side. It is possible to do it swapping, but it's an even greater challenge for the brain. So again, even though you're doing the leg lift, try to really keep that upper body completely level. Okay, then we're going to go to the other side. So same thing, over and up, over and up. Shoulders level, hands level and soft, so you're not gripping on some imaginary metal bars, headlights level. And this is really key as well for your balance. I had an episode this morning, I had to jump a gorse bush and a rabbit ran out from the other side of the gorse bush at the last minute. We were going quite fast, so the horse said, "Oh, what's that?" Skidded to a halt. And I was very glad that I practiced this kind of movement and can stay nice and secure and not drift out the side door. Okay, make that your last one. Right, you can have your hands on your headlights for the next one, or again you can have them up in front as imaginary, holding imaginary reins. Okay, we're going to go into a squat position and you're going to do some taps from side to side. So you're really trying to think again now, lower body is doing the work. Heart rate's probably, it's not going to be as high as if you're doing a sprint. It's probably ticking along at a fairly good rate. So you really want to focus, level shoulders, level hands, nice and soft. This is good. Well done, so we can do a couple more each way. Level hands, soft hands, jolly good. Okay, come up, have a little walk on the spot, make sure your arms are relaxed. And we're going to move on to your warrior. So hands up in front onto one leg. This is going to be tough because your heart rate's up. And this is all about control. You're going to be going forwards and back. So thinking as if you're going over the biggest fence in the world, you want to have your hands right forwards and back, but your hands are level all the way through. Let me go sideways so you can see the side view. You are aiming for here. I don't expect you necessarily to get that far. You might only feel safe going to here. That's okay. Modify the range of movement depending on how strong and secure you feel. So keep those hands level. Last one. Okay, then we're going to swap and do the same thing on the other leg. So again, get your hands level before you start. And once again, you are aiming to go right forwards if you can. Hands are level, and that movement is really smooth. Okay, let me go sideways on again. Now, you're probably doing this on a better surface than me. But I do think exercises like this are really good to do on a less than perfect level even floor, because horses, and I've said this so many times, horses are not level, flat, even and static. They're on the move the whole time, they're unpredictable. So if you can work on control and balance on something that is a bit more mobile, it's going to stand you in really good stead on the horse. Okay, let's do one more. Fabulous. Okay, bring your feet back underneath you. Have a walk on the spot. Think about everything just starting to relax and wind down. Your glutes, particularly in that last exercise, have worked really hard. Okay, then I'd like you to go onto one leg and just think about bringing your heart rate down, having your breathing nice and slow, and softening through your arms, making sure there's no tension. And I'm going to swap onto the other leg and do the same again. So thinking of just relaxing, softening through your body. Okay, then come back down, both feet on the floor, as wide as you feel comfortable. We're going to go over to one side, bending that knee. If you feel a gentle lengthening on the other side, great. If you don't and you want to, then bring your shoulder down towards the foot on the straight leg and come back up. Go to that same side again, gentle stretch, come back up. We'll do one more to that side. Remember, we're not trying to make tissues longer. We are just taking tissues through their full available range. Let's go to the other side, so over onto the other knee. If you feel a stretch, great. If you don't, if you want to, again, shoulder down towards the foot on the straight leg side. Come back up. We're just making sure by doing this at the end of the session that even though you've worked hard for the last 10 minutes or so, you're not stopping with your muscles in a slightly shortened position. You're more likely to perhaps feel a little bit stiff later on, if that's the case. Not necessarily, but sometimes. Okay, then bring your feet back underneath you, and we are going to finish there. I hope you enjoyed that, I hope you found it useful. It would be really interesting to analyse how you found those exercises, and if there are some that you have found harder because your heart rate was going up a little bit more, then that's a sign that perhaps you need to incorporate a bit more cardio into these sorts of sessions to make sure that you have got that good control even when your heart rate is up. Anyway, we will stop there, I will stop talking. Thank you so much for watching. Please do remember to subscribe if you haven't already and share these videos so that more and more people can benefit. Take care, and I'll see you very soon.